A hot dog looks harmless. But for Canadians over 50, dangers hide inside that simple wiener. From deadly bacteria outbreaks that killed 22 Canadians to sodium bombs that spike blood pressure, the truth will shock you. Today, we expose 9 hot dog brands to avoid and 2 that deserve your trust. Coming in at number 9, we have no-name original hot dogs. You see that bright yellow package at Loblaws, no frills, or real Canadian Superstore. The price looks right. The packaging screams value. But what No Name does not tell you is what is actually inside that cheap casing. No Name is Loblaw's budget brand. The company positions these hot dogs as an affordable option for Canadian families. Simple, straightforward. No frills, just like the store name suggests. But here is where the betrayal begins. When you flip that yellow package over and actually read the ingredient list, you find mechanically separated chicken, pork, modified cornstarch, sodium phosphate, sodium diacetate, sodium erythorbate, and of course, sodium nitrite. That is a chemistry experiment, not a meal. Let us talk about sodium for a moment. A single no-name wiener contains over 400 milligrams of sodium. That is nearly 20% of your entire daily limit in one small hot dog. Now imagine eating 2 at a barbecue, which most people do. You have just consumed 40% of your sodium before adding any condiments, buns, or sides. For seniors managing blood pressure, this is not just a number on a package. This is a direct threat to your cardiovascular system. The American Heart Association recommends that people with high blood pressure consume no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. 2 no-name hot dogs with a bun could push you past that limit before lunch. The texture tells another story. Many consumers report that no-name wieners have a rubbery, almost plastic-like snap that feels wrong in your mouth. The color looks artificially bright, almost neon pink, a dead giveaway of heavy nitrite use. And the aftertaste? Customers describe it as chemical, salty, and lingering in an unpleasant way. But here is the real concern for anyone over 50. Sodium phosphate, one of the key ingredients in these budget wieners, can be particularly dangerous for seniors with kidney issues. Your kidneys already work harder as you age. Dumping excessive phosphates into your system forces them to work overtime, potentially accelerating kidney decline. No Name promises value. What they deliver is a sodium-laden, additive-heavy product that prioritizes cheap production over your health. At number 8, we have Hygrade Bar-B-Q size wieners. Hygrade has been a familiar name in Canadian kitchens for decades. The brand carries a sense of nostalgia, reminding many seniors of summer barbecues and family gatherings from years past. The packaging shows happy families grilling in the backyard. The promise is simple comfort food. But Hygrade is owned by Maple Leaf Foods, and that connection should immediately raise red flags for any Canadian who remembers 2008. Let us talk about what Hygrade does not put on the front of the package. These so-called Bar-B-Q size wieners are loaded with modified cornstarch, potassium lactate, sodium diacetate, sodium erythorbate, and sodium nitrite. The ingredient list reads like an industrial preservative catalog. One high-grade wiener contains approximately 450 milligrams of sodium. Again, for seniors on blood pressure medications, this creates a dangerous interaction. Many common blood pressure medications are designed to help your body eliminate excess sodium. When you flood your system with 900 milligrams from 2 hot dogs, you are actively working against your own medication. The appearance of high-grade wieners raises additional concerns. Customers have noted inconsistent coloring between batches, with some packages appearing pale and others looking artificially red. This inconsistency suggests quality control issues that should concern any health-conscious consumer. The fat content is equally problematic. A single high-grade wiener contains around 13 grams of fat, with 4.5 grams of saturated fat. For seniors managing cholesterol, this is a significant portion of your daily limit in just one small hot dog. But here is what really concerns me about Hygrade. The brand continues to use traditional curing methods with sodium nitrite. Despite growing evidence linking nitrites to colorectal cancer, the World Health Organization classified processed meats as Group 1 carcinogens in 2015, placing them in the same category as tobacco and asbestos. Every time you bite into a high-grade wiener, you are consuming compounds that international health organizations have directly linked to cancer. Hygrade promises old-fashioned taste and family tradition. What they deliver is a processed meat product with modern Health risks dressed up in nostalgic packaging. Now at number 7, we have President's Choice hot dogs. President's Choice carries weight in Canadian grocery stores. The brand positions itself as a premium alternative to generic products. The packaging looks upscale. The marketing suggests quality ingredients and better taste. Galen Weston himself appeared in commercials promoting the PC brand as a superior choice. But premium branding does not equal premium health benefits. When you examine President's Choice hot dogs closely, you find the same concerning ingredients as their cheaper, no-name cousins. Pork, water, modified cornstarch, salt, potassium lactate, sodium phosphate, sodium diacetate, sodium erythorbate, and sodium nitrite. The formula is nearly identical. You are paying more for better packaging and a fancier name. One President's Choice. Cheddar cheese and onion frankfurter contains 258 calories, 22 grams of fat, 8.6 grams of saturated fat, and 788 milligrams of sodium. That is 1/3 of your daily sodium intake in a single hot dog. And here is where it gets worse. Add a large hot dog bun to that President's Choice frankfurter, and you are looking at 458 calories, 25 grams of fat, and over 1,228 milligrams of sodium before you add any condiments. Ketchup, mustard, and relish add even more sodium. A single hot dog meal can easily exceed 1,500 milligrams of sodium, which is the entire daily limit for people with high blood pressure. The texture of President's Choice hot dogs has also drawn criticism. Some customers report a grainy, almost mealy interior that does not match the premium pricing. Others describe an artificial smokiness that tastes more like liquid smoke flavoring than actual wood-smoked meat. But the real issue is the trust gap. President's Choice markets itself as the discerning choice for quality-conscious Canadians. The branding suggests you are getting something better when you pay more, but the ingredient list tells a different story. Stick around because at the end of this video, we reveal the 2 Canadian hot dog brands that actually meet our safety standards. You might be surprised what made the cut. Number 6 brings us to Shopsy's all-beef wieners. Shopsy's has deep roots in Canadian food history. The brand started as a small Jewish delicatessen on Spadina Avenue in Toronto back in 1921. For decades, Shopsy's represented authentic deli quality. The name carried trust built over generations. But in 1992, Shopsy's was sold to Maple Leaf Foods, and that is when things started to change. The ingredient list for Shopsy's all-beef wieners tells the story of industrial food production. Beef, water, modified cornstarch, wheat gluten, salt, potassium lactate, sodium phosphate, spice, sodium erythorbate, sodium diacetate, sugar, garlic, powder, sodium nitrite, flavor, smoke. Count those sodium-related ingredients. There are 6 of them. For seniors managing blood pressure and kidney health, this sodium bombardment creates serious risks. Each Shopsy's wiener delivers a significant sodium load that forces your cardiovascular system to work harder. Your kidneys must filter all that excess salt. Your heart must pump against higher blood pressure. But the connection to Maple Leaf Foods brings even darker concerns. In February 2009, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency issued a health hazard alert for Shopsy's Deli Fresh all-beef frankfurters. The products may have contained Listeria species. Over 26,000 packages were pulled from store shelves. This came less than a year after the devastating 2008 Listeria outbreak at Maple Leaf Foods that killed 22 Canadians. That outbreak remains one of the deadliest food safety disasters in Canadian history. The victims were primarily seniors and people with weakened immune systems. Exactly the population that trusted processed meat products to be safe. Isn't it strange how billion-dollar food companies keep having recalls, yet their products are still on every shelf? What do you think that says about food safety in Canada? Shopsy's promises authentic deli quality and heritage recipes. What they deliver is a mass-produced hot dog from the same company that caused Canada's worst Listeria outbreak. The Toronto deli heritage is now just marketing. The product is just another industrial wiener, with too much sodium and questionable safety history. At number 5, we have Oscar Mayer Classic Wieners. Oscar Mayer is an American brand owned by Kraft Heinz. The iconic Wienermobile has been rolling across North American highways for decades. The jingle is stuck in everyone's head. The brand represents Americana, and that marketing crosses the border into Canada. But iconic marketing does not equal healthy food. Oscar Mayer Classic Wieners contain mechanically separated turkey, mechanically separated chicken, pork, water, corn syrup, and contains less than 2% of salt, potassium lactate, sodium phosphate, sodium diacetate, sodium erythorbate, sodium nitrite, and flavor. Let us stop at mechanically separated meat. This is a paste-like product made by forcing bones with attached meat through a sieve under high pressure. The result is a batter that barely resembles traditional meat processing. While legal and considered safe by regulators, this process raises questions about what exactly you are eating when you bite into an Oscar Mayer wiener. One Oscar Mayer Classic wiener contains approximately 540 milligrams of sodium. That is nearly a quarter of your daily maximum in one small hot dog. For seniors on restricted sodium diets, this makes Oscar Mayer virtually off-limits. The Environmental Working Group has classified Oscar Mayer products as having moderate processing concerns. They flagged the brand for being an unhealthy ultra-processed food linked to higher risk of health problems, including heart disease, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. In 2017, Oscar Mayer made headlines by removing artificial preservatives and synthetic nitrites from their hot dogs. They replaced sodium nitrite with cultured celery juice. Kraft Heinz promoted this as a healthier option, but here is what they did not tell you. Celery juice is naturally high in nitrates. When treated with bacterial culture, those nitrates convert to nitrites. You are still consuming nitrites. They just come from a different source. The cancer risk from nitrosamines remains essentially the same. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe now. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés. Coming in at number 4, we have Kirkland's Signature Beef Wieners. Costco's Kirkland Signature brand has built a reputation for quality at warehouse prices. The famous $1.50 hot dog combo at the Costco food court has remained unchanged for decades. Many Canadians trust Kirkland to deliver premium products at fair prices. But those Kirkland Signature Beef Wieners in your fridge tell a different story. One Kirkland hot dog contains 360 calories, 31 grams of fat, and a staggering 1,230 milligrams of sodium. Let that number sink in. A single Costco hot dog delivers over half your daily sodium limit. For seniors managing blood pressure, this is not a hot dog. This is a cardiovascular assault. The fat content is equally alarming. At 31 grams of fat per wiener, with over 10 grams of saturated fat, a single Kirkland hot dog represents a massive portion of your daily fat allowance. Kirkland markets these as all-beef hot dogs, with no byproducts, corn syrup, or fillers. That sounds reassuring. But all beef does not mean healthy. You can have a 100% beef product that is still loaded with sodium, saturated fat, and nitrites. The ingredient list confirms this. Beef, water, salt, corn syrup solids, dextrose, sodium phosphate, paprika, sodium erythorbate, garlic powder, sodium nitrite, and flavorings. Again, we see multiple sodium compounds stacking up in a single product. For seniors with kidney concerns, this is particularly dangerous. Sodium phosphate, present in Kirkland wieners, can cause rapid electrolyte imbalances in people with compromised kidney function. If you are over 50 and have any kidney issues, products high in sodium phosphate should be avoided entirely. Costco promises quality you can trust. What they deliver is a supersized hot dog with supersized health risks. Now, we arrive at number 3, Schneiders Juicy Jumbos. Schneiders has been part of Canadian kitchens since 1890. The brand carries over 130 years of heritage. The promise is timeless quality and traditional recipes passed down through generations. But time does not make a product healthy. One Schneiders chicken wiener contains 13 grams of fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, and a shocking 948 milligrams of sodium. That is over 40% of your daily sodium limit in a single chicken hot dog. The irony is painful. Many seniors choose chicken wieners thinking they are making a healthier choice. Schneiders proves that assumption dangerously wrong. The ingredient list for Schneiders wieners includes mechanically separated chicken, beef, water, modified cornstarch, salt, potassium lactate, sodium phosphate, spice extract, sodium erythorbate, sodium diacetate, garlic powder, and sodium nitrite. Schneiders is owned by Maple Leaf Foods. That connection again ties back to the 2008 Listeria outbreak. While Schneider's products were not directly involved in that specific outbreak, the corporate relationship means your Schneider's wieners come from the same company culture and production philosophy. In September 2024, Maple Leaf Foods recalled various brands of sausage products, including Schneiders, because of nitrile glove pieces found in the product. The recall covered products distributed nationally across Canada. This physical contamination raises serious questions about quality control at Maple Leaf's facilities. Why do you think the Canadian Food Inspection Agency lets brands use ingredients that are banned in other countries? Do you believe the government protects consumers or the food industry? Schneider's promises tradition since 1890. What they deliver is a sodium bomb produced by a company with a troubled food safety history. Heritage branding cannot mask modern contamination risks. At number 2, we have Maple Leaf Top Dogs and Maple Leaf Natural Top Dogs. Maple Leaf is Canada's largest prepared meats company. The brand dominates grocery store shelves from coast to coast. The company has invested heavily in marketing its natural line as a healthier alternative for health-conscious Canadians. The green packaging and health-focused messaging suggests you are making a responsible choice for your family. But natural does not mean safe, and marketing does not mean truth. Let us start with the elephant in the room. In 2008, a Listeria outbreak traced to a Maple Leaf Foods plant in Toronto killed 22 Canadians. This remains one of the deadliest food safety incidents in Canadian history. The victims were primarily elderly Canadians and people with compromised immune systems. They trusted a Canadian brand. That trust cost them their lives. Listeria monocytogenes is particularly dangerous for seniors. While younger adults with healthy immune systems often experience only mild symptoms, seniors can develop severe infections. The bacteria can cause meningitis, septicemia, and death. Symptoms can take up to 70 days to appear, making it difficult to trace the source of infection. The contamination came from deli meats produced at Maple Leaf's Barter Road facility. The company faced massive recalls, lawsuits, and criminal investigations. CEO Michael McCain appeared in emotional television ads apologizing to Canadians. The company paid out millions in settlements to victims' families. But the problems did not end there. Less than a year later, in February 2009, Maple Leaf recalled thousands of hot dogs after they tested positive for Listeria. The products, including Maple Leaf hot dogs and Shopsy's branded products, were mistakenly shipped to stores despite failing safety tests. Human error released contaminated products into the Canadian food supply. More than 26,000 packages made it to store shelves before the recall. Then, in August 2009, another recall. 9 varieties of wieners under the Maple Leaf, Shopsy's, and Hygrade brands were recalled due to possible Listeria contamination. The pattern was becoming clear. Maple Leaf had systemic food safety, issues that repeated recalls could not seem to fix. Now let us examine the so-called natural top dogs. Maple Leaf markets these as containing no artificial preservatives, no artificial flavors, and being raised without antibiotics. The green packaging suggests a healthier, more natural product. But the ingredient list tells a different story. Cultured celery extract is the same celery-based nitrite source that Oscar Mayer uses. It sounds natural, but it converts to the same nitrite compounds that raise cancer concerns. The World Health Organization did not distinguish between synthetic and naturally derived nitrites in their carcinogen classification. A nitrite is a nitrite, regardless of where it comes from. Consumer reviews of the new Maple Leaf formulas have been brutal. Customers report that the wieners taste different, have a bitter aftertaste, and no longer plump up when cooked. Many longtime customers have abandoned the brand entirely after recipe changes. Maple Leaf promises natural, wholesome hot dogs from a company you can trust. What they deliver is products from a company responsible for killing 22 Canadians. You cannot unsee 22 coffins. You cannot unhear 22 families grieving. And finally, at number 1, the worst Canadian hot dog brand to avoid, we have Lafleur frankfurters. Lafleur is a Quebec-based brand that many Eastern Canadians grew up eating. The company has been producing meat products since 1944. For generations, Lafleur represented affordable protein for working-class Canadian families. The bright red packaging is a fixture in Quebec grocery stores and dépanneurs from Montreal to Quebec City. But affordable does not mean safe. And regional familiarity does not mean quality. A 2014 study published in the journal Public Health Nutrition examined the relationship between processed meat consumption and heart disease mortality. Researchers found that each serving of processed meat consumed increased the risk of death from heart disease by 15%. Every hot dog you eat is adding to your cardiovascular risk profile. For seniors who have spent decades building heart health, this is not a small matter. Consider what happens inside your body after eating a processed hot dog. The sodium immediately begins raising your blood pressure. The nitrites start converting to nitrosamines in your digestive tract. The saturated fats enter your bloodstream, contributing to arterial plaque. Your kidneys work overtime to filter the sodium phosphates. This cascade of physiological stress happens every single time you eat a conventional hot dog. For seniors taking blood pressure medications, the sodium in processed meats can directly counteract your medication. You take pills to lower your blood pressure, then eat foods that raise it right back up. This is not just wasted money on medication. This is actively sabotaging your own health management efforts. Lafleur wieners contain pork, water, modified cornstarch, salt, potassium lactate, sodium erythorbate, sodium diacetate, sodium nitrite, spice extractives, garlic powder, and smoke. The formula is nearly identical to every other industrial hot dog on this list. Consumer complaints about Lafleur products include reports of off-putting odors when packages are opened, inconsistent texture between batches, and visible quality variations. Some customers have described a slimy film on the wieners that did not exist in earlier years. For seniors, Lafleur presents a perfect storm of risks. The sodium content threatens blood pressure stability. The preservatives raise cancer concerns. The inconsistent quality suggests production problems. The ingredient modified cornstarch deserves special attention. This heavily processed additive is used to improve texture and reduce costs. For seniors with blood sugar concerns, modified cornstarch can cause glucose spikes. If you are managing diabetes alongside heart disease, this is another hidden risk in your budget hot dog. Lafleur promises traditional Quebec taste at affordable prices. What they deliver is a sodium-loaded, nitrite-preserved product with inconsistent quality. The tradition might be real, but the health benefits are non-existent. After exposing 9 brands filled with excessive sodium, questionable preservatives, and concerning production histories, we finally arrive at hot dogs that seniors can actually feel good about eating. The first safe option is Greenfield Natural Meat Company wieners. Greenfield represents what Canadian hot dogs should be. The company is committed to animals raised without antibiotics ever, no added hormones, and no artificial ingredients. Their animals are humanely raised on Canadian farms and are vegetable grain-fed. This matters more than you might think. Antibiotics in meat production contribute to antibiotic resistance, one of the most serious health threats facing seniors today. When you need antibiotics for a serious infection, you want them to work. The ingredient list is dramatically different from the brands we just exposed. Pork, water, tapioca starch, rice starch, sea salt, cultured celery extract, modified vinegar, spice, smoke, no modified cornstarch, no sodium phosphate, no long list of chemical preservatives. You can actually read and understand every ingredient. The sodium content, while still present because some salt is necessary for any cured meat, is lower than most competitors. The fat content is reasonable. The protein content is solid. This is as close to a clean hot dog as you will find in Canadian grocery stores. For seniors managing blood pressure and heart health, Greenfield offers a realistic option for occasional hot dog consumption. You can enjoy a barbecue with family without the extreme sodium assault of brands like Kirkland or Schneiders. The texture of Greenfield wieners is notably different. Customers report a more natural meat flavor, a satisfying snap to the casing, and no chemical aftertaste. The color looks like actual meat, not the neon pink of heavily processed industrial hot dogs. Greenfield Natural Meat Company. Wieners are available at major Canadian grocers, including Metro, Loblaws, and Sobeys. The second safe option is Applegate Organic Beef hot dogs. Applegate has built its entire brand around transparency and quality. Their organic beef hot dogs are made from 100% grass-fed, certified organic beef raised on regenerative farms. No antibiotics ever, no growth hormones, no GMOs. The ingredient list is remarkably clean. Organic grass-fed beef, water, contains less than 2% of sea salt, organic vinegar, baking soda, organic granulated garlic, organic paprika, organic spices, organic dehydrated onion, and cultured celery powder. Notice what is missing. No mechanically separated meat, no modified cornstarch, no multiple sodium compounds, no chemical preservatives with names you cannot pronounce. Applegate. Products are certified organic, which means they meet strict federal standards for organic production. The Environmental Working Group gives Applegate hot dogs their lowest processing concern rating, meaning minimal artificial ingredients and closer to whole foods. For seniors with sensitive digestive systems, Applegate's cleaner formula can reduce the stomach upset that often accompanies conventional hot dogs. The organic ingredients mean no pesticide residues that can accumulate in your system over time. Applegate Organic Beef hot dogs are available at health food stores, some major grocers, and online retailers across Canada. Do not risk your health on bad hot dog choices. The brands we expose today are sold in every Canadian grocery store. They fill the shelves with bright packaging and heritage names. But inside those casings, you find excessive sodium, questionable preservatives, and ingredients linked to cancer, heart disease, and kidney damage. For Canadians over 50, these risks are real threats to the health you have worked a lifetime to maintain. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.